Whole lot of Super Mario Galaxy love in the latest Nintendo Direct. In addition to giving us a name for the next Mario movie, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, of all things, Nintendo also announced that they are giving us, I guess I don't want to say remasters, probably more like enhanced ports of Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. Look at that. Look at that. They're finally doing it. They gave us 3D All-Stars back in like 2020, 64 Sunshine Galaxy, but no Galaxy 2. It was weird. It was frustrating. And there was always this idea, are they gonna add it in later? And then even like leading up to this anniversary stuff, I'm like, is it possible they could bring it back? Because, you know, it was a limited release. They sold it for a bit and then they yanked it from the store. It doesn't mean they can't bring it back, right? They can just sell it again if they want, you know, nothing to say that they deleted it from existence. So yeah, I didn't know if they were gonna like maybe do a Switch 2 edition or something. But instead, they're just doing Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 collection, which of course makes sense, you know, especially now that the Super Mario Galaxy movie, real thing, actual thing, is coming out next year. So of course they're just gonna want to sell us some Galaxy games again. Now let's go over the bad news first. Of course, we got to talk about the price. It seems that this collection, if you get both, and there is going to be a physical retail copy in stores, and if you get both, it's $70. And that's actually saving a little bit of money. You can purchase these separately, but they are $40 each. I mean, it's good that you can purchase them separately. That actually is really great. So anybody who has the 3D All-Stars collection still, they can just purchase Galaxy 2. Perfect. Everybody wins. But yeah, $40 each and then 70 for both. It is, I mean, you know, it is a little bit steep. It's like, oh, well, it's, you know, it's 2 games in 1. So of course it's going to be expensive, but at the same time, like, it's a Switch 1 game. You know, this isn't even just like a big, crazy, enhanced, remastered, remade Switch 2 thing. This is it's essentially a Switch 1 game. It's going to run better on Switch 2, but it's like, you know, it's that thing where like Tears of the Kingdom was the first $70 Switch game. And then like, yeah, sure, going into the Switch 2 generation now, like kind of the baseline price is going to be 70 for most, I mean, you know, for like, not counting Switch 2 editions and Mario Kart, but like 70 seems to be probably the standard price. But now we're just, oh, so it's another Switch 1 game for 70, you know, like this is a game for the Switch 1 that you go to the store to buy it. And it is $70, just like Tears of the Kingdom. So that's a shame. And yeah, like if you're looking at 40 for each, it's like on the one hand, you could argue, okay, well, 40, it's not 60. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD and Luigi's Mansion 2, those were both 60. Those were both like remasters of games that just didn't really do like a whole lot and really weren't really like that high quality. And they were 60, so 40 is better than 60, right, I guess. But at the same time, like, you know, obviously 60 was too much for those games. And those games, even if they weren't really impressive remasters, they were still remasters. There were still, like, up-resed and redone assets. They didn't do like a super great job of making it look very new, but it was newer. It did look better. Looking at the footage here, this, like I said, I don't even know if you could call this a remaster. It looks like an enhanced port. Now, these may be running better than Galaxy did in the 3D All-Star collection. I mean, that ran fine. It ran really well, but I believe those games were emulated. And it could be, I don't know, I think the jury might still be out, but it could be that these are actually like directly ported. And if so, then that would be a good thing. I think, I don't know, I don't know much about this stuff. I don't know what other benefits that would offer. But we do know that, yeah, it's going to run at 4K on Switch 2, which is pretty cool. The UI actually does seem to have been updated in some way. So that's at least a little bit of a thing. And then, of course, you know, like they're giving Galaxy 2 the new control scheme. You can choose between regular controls and motion controls. And they are, you know, the Rosalina book stuff. They're adding pages to it. They're putting the Rosalina book into Galaxy 2 after the fact, which is so weird. Like, it's got to just be the movie. It's got to just be because it's going to be a big deal in the movie. I don't know why you would do that. I mean, like, it's cool. I wouldn't even think to ask for that, you know? Like, I was bummed that Galaxy 2 didn't have as much of a story, but I didn't imagine them just putting that into it. It's just so weird. It's so interesting. So, but like, yeah, they're not like just emulating the games. You know, they've opened them up and they're doing at least something. Is it enough to justify $40 each or $70 for the whole package? I really don't know. If you want another point of comparison, you can look at like the Pikmin 1+2 bundle. That is a very similar thing. Those games, that's $50 for the whole thing. And then I believe each one separately is $30. So, yeah, 50 versus 70. There's a bit of a difference there, but I do know that, like, you know, since Pikmin 1+2 came out, the situation has changed and Nintendo has kind of raised their prices across the board. And then you could also maybe argue that Pikmin 1, like, Pikmin 2 is a really big game. A lot of hours there, but Pikmin 1 is pretty darn small. You can beat it pretty quickly, so like, did that affect the price at all? I don't know, probably not. I don't even know if I'm like trying to justify this. It's not great. It is a lot, but like, yeah, I don't know. Everything's a lot, and it's annoying. It's very annoying that Nintendo is charging so much. So yeah, whether or not it's worth it, it's just gonna come down to the individual person, I suppose. But moving past the pricing thing, the value proposition, it does look cool. I guess I feel like if they had just gone just a little bit further in making the games look better, if they had even you know, like maybe a change to the lighting system, or up-res a couple of the more prominent textures, just like a little teeny tiny extra bit of polish, I think would have gone a long way. I think that would have really made people a lot more comfortable with the price. It's because these games are so old and they're not really doing much with them at all, and you can still buy and play these games for relatively cheap. And of course, they're super easy to like emulate, and they look great. And so like, yeah, it's a bit of a steep price, but it's also not surprising coming from Nintendo. I do wish they did a little more. I wish these looked, I mean, the games already look great, obviously. Like, these games have always looked so super incredibly good. It'd just be nice to have a little bit more. But for the most part, this really does just seem to be mostly the same as Galaxy looked in the 3D All-Stars collection. It is the game. It is running better. It has a higher resolution. I don't know. It's technically possible that there are other visual changes that I am not really aware of. In the same way that, like, we looked at the trailers for DK and Luigi's Mansion, and it was like, what did they even change? But like, they did. You just gotta look closely. I don't know if that's what's happening here. It does not look like it. Maybe I won't know until I do a side-by-side. Maybe, I don't know. I'm looking at some of these textures. They look a little sharp. Maybe they up-res some stuff a little bit, maybe, kind of. I don't know. I suppose I shouldn't speculate anymore. It is cool, though. It really is nice, just like, I mean, we've all been saying it for so many years, and it's finally happening. Just like, you know, the GameCube era, the Wii era, just that area there has always been so ripe for remasters, and every single classic game that comes forward is just one less that we gotta worry about, that we gotta beg Nintendo for. So it's always nice to see. Yeah, the exclusion of Galaxy 2 in the All-Stars collection. It was weird, but now that wrong has been righted, and this October we will be able to play both Galaxy games right there on our Switches. It's gonna be real nice. And yeah, even if they didn't update the visuals a whole lot, I'm imagining Mario Galaxy running at native 4K on my TV. That's exciting. That's a pretty exciting prospect right there. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, and then I guess I already talked about it in the overall direct discussion video, but those amiibo are really good. They're really good. They're like so good that I'm worried how much they're gonna be. They're gonna be like $50 each or something. Cause like, yeah, the Mario and Luma, and he's like coming out of the star, and there's like the little hill beneath him. That's cool. But man, that Rosalina, it's so good. She's sitting on the chair and she's reading a book to the Lumas. That is precious. That is positively precious. I love it. I think I have to get that amiibo. I didn't really imagine I'd be getting any more Mario related amiibos. I'm not even like a big like Rosalina fan, but like I love that. That's really good. That's a good one.